Hi, welcome to the prerequisite lab. This is the first lab for building hybrid HPC environment using Azure Cycle Cloud. This lab is for preparing the network for boosting. Here is the architecture. We can see that the green section is the on-premises environment and the blue section is the cloud. So we are going to create two VNet for simulating the on-premises and cloud environment. The on-premises VNet, we will have all the on-premises compute, including the Slurm scheduler. And then in the cloud VNet, we will have the cycle cloud and the boosting autoscale nodes. The connection between on-premises and the cloud is established via site-to-site VPN or an express route in a real scenario. However, in this demonstration purpose, I'm going to create two VNets and connect it via peering. We also need to have a single name resolution service. It should be like unified between on-premises and cloud. And also we will have a cluster storage which can be accessed to both sides. In this case, for demonstration, I'm going to create a standard NFS server on top of its Slurm scheduler and mount it across to the autoscale nodes. This is a quick review for the architecture. So in this lab, what we are going to do is we are going to create a resource group. We are going to create a VNet named on-prem, and we will create another VNet called named cloud. We will establishing the connectivity between on-prem VNet and cloud VNet using peering, and then we will create a DNS private zone for name resolution. Let's get to the Azure portal. So I'm going to create a resource group. I'm naming it as HPC demo, and this will be in the South Central US for now. Resource group is created. Now let's create a virtual network. Let's select the resource group that we created, and we will name this virtual network as on-prem. The IP address for this VNet I'm using 10.2.1.1, and we have a subnet which is a default. The name is default and subnet is base 24 address. Let's create the VNet. The deployment is started. In the meantime, let's create another VNet. Let's select our resource group HPC demo, and here I'm naming this VNet as cloud. Um, the first VNet that we use 2.1.1, and for this one we will use 2.1.2. The on-prem VNet is created successfully. And let's add the second VNet for the cloud. Let's submit. Let's wait for this operation to finish because now the next operation is going to be connecting these two VNet using peering. Yeah, it's finished. Let's go to the resource. Now we have a cloud VNet and we have an on-prem VNet. There are two VNets. So let's establish the connectivity from on-prem VNet to the cloud VNet. So here Just giving the peer link name as on-prem to cloud, and then selecting the cloud VNet. And this will allow access from cloud to the on-prem. And this is the reverse way. So let's call it as cloud to on-prem. And this link will allow from on-prem VNet to the cloud. Let's add the peering. So in a real scenario, this is something that we do for like creating a site-to-site VPN or an express route. But for this demonstration, I'm just pairing these two networks so that it get added. It's able to connect between two networks. So the peering has been successfully connected between two VNets. Now let's create a DNS private zone. Let's search in marketplace. So you have a private DNS zone. Let's create private DNS zone. And this is for keeping the uniform name resolution across both network. So let's select the resource group, and here I'm naming it as HPC internal. That's the DNS name for this demonstration. I'm not going to add anything here. Here I'm going to add our both network created. So the first one I'm just giving the link name as cloud, and then I'm going to select our cloud VNet, right? And let me enable the auto registration. And here another VNet like on-prem, and selecting our on-prem VNet. So we have two VNets added to this private DNS zone, and both are enabled with auto registration so that the VM can register their host name. And let's create it. This would take a couple of minutes. Let's wait for it. Let's go to our resource group. You can see that right now there are two VNets. And if we go to the peering, we have on-prem to cloud is our peer name. And if we go to the on-prem, we have peering cloud to on-prem, and both are peered and fully synchronized. Let's wait for the DNS private zone deployment to finish. That is will add the naming resolution for both of these networks. The DNS private zone is created. At this point in time, we have only SOA record, and we can see our both networks are connected here. That's all for now for prerequisite building. Let's get to the next one.